Hi, I'm Jen with Making the Photo. ChatGPT has opened up a whole new world of creativity. Pair ChatGPT with an image generation tool like Midjourney, and you've got a powerful storytelling workshop. You don't need to be a writer to create a story. Try making some fan fiction or writing a children's story with your own kids. It's really up to you. Today I'll give you some tips for creating a story with ChatGPT and illustrating it with Midjourney. With ChatGPT, you can make your own choose-your-own-adventure story. A choose-your-own-adventure story is an interactive fiction. It's a story with branching narratives. Simply start reading and you come to a decision point. Choose which path you want to take. You guide the story with your choices. But in the stories, your choices are fixed. With ChatGPT, your choices are endless. Start by telling ChatGPT what type of story you want. Give it details or any ideas you have. These may be very detailed or more general. You can describe the main characters, the setting, the general plot of the story, whatever you have. Give ChatGPT enough information to get started, but you don't have to figure out every single detail. Leave some room for creativity and surprise. I started by asking the chatbot to write a mystery story for a young child. I started with a very general idea. Right away, ChatGPT got to work. The result was fine, but a bit predictable. And I actually wanted something a little cuter, maybe with animal detectives. Your first result isn't your only result. If you don't like what you get, ask for a change. Notice that I didn't even have to write out the entire prompt again. Just talk to ChatGPT as if you're having a conversation. And because ChatGPT gave the character a name, I can use that name to refer to the character in all future communication. Max, my detective, has a sidekick, Watson, also switched to an animal. But I didn't think a fox and a pup worked well together, so I asked ChatGPT to make Watson an animal other than a pup. Something smaller, maybe something less expected. And now, Watson is an energetic hamster. In your stories, if your characters aren't what you want, ask for a change. If you're looking to write some fan fiction and you have established characters, ask ChatGPT to describe the specific character or style you're looking for. This way you'll know if the chatbot is familiar with the character or style, and you'll be able to prime it to write in this particular voice. ChatGPT may launch right into a story or be more general in response. I asked ChatGPT for a film noir mystery with a supernatural twist, with ChatGPT playing the detective part. At first I got a lecture on film noir. This wasn't what I was after at all, so I asked ChatGPT to fill in the details. Be direct and tell ChatGPT what you want. I want the bot to start writing a mystery. Again, notice that I didn't have to go into the film noir thing. ChatGPT and I were just talking about this genre. If you're not getting what you want, ask again, and sometimes ask again. I liked the idea, but there wasn't any dialogue, so I asked for it. Okay, now I've got dialogue, but who is ChatGPT talking to? Let me find out. So now I have a new character, Detective Rodriguez. Terrific. Not a lot of info on this new character yet, so fill in the details a little bit more. So you can see that with a little bit of prompting, you can get ChatGPT to add details and create new characters. If ChatGPT doesn't name a character, ask for a name. You may get a list of choices or a specific name. You're guiding the characters. Keep what you like or ask for more if you don't. You can do the same thing with the plotline. Writing with ChatGPT is a lot like collaborating with a really smart writing partner. You give it a prompt and it generates some text for you to work with. You shape the story and guide the plot. If I have a question as a reader, I can ask ChatGPT to fill in the gap. Don't worry if you don't love the first draft. Keep making changes until you're happy with the results. It's all part of the process. ChatGPT is there to help you create something amazing, so don't be afraid to experiment and play around with it. I could never have predicted where the story was going when I made my initial prompt. ChatGPT had no problem writing in the film noir style, but that's not all it can do. You can ask ChatGPT to write in a style of a specific author or film, or even try out different literary genres. For example, I once asked ChatGPT to write a children's story in the style of Dr. Seuss. It had no problem with the rhyme and the pacing, and here's one of the stanzas it generated. Later in the story, Willow meets a new friend, Nutmeg, and shares her imagination. Here's one of my favorite stanzas. "Really, Willow?" Nutmeg said with a giggle. "Can we really go anywhere and be anyone and not be in the middle?" "Absolutely, Nutmeg," Willow replied with a grin. "We can go anywhere and be anyone and let our imaginations begin. We can travel to the moon, we can fly to the stars, we can be kings and queens, and we can play on Mars." But I didn't get to this stanza straight away. This showed up in maybe my 10th version of the story. Dr. Seuss is a classic, but why stop there? Ask ChatGPT to write in different types of fiction and see what you get. You may be surprised at the variety of styles that ChatGPT is capable of. For longer stories, work in sections. You can ask ChatGPT to start from a particular section. Give the first few words of a paragraph in quotes or brackets. ChatGPT now saves your conversations, so you can go back and copy sections or move them around if you want. And if the story cuts off, as it does sometimes with longer stories, simply ask ChatGPT to continue. ChatGPT now remembers and keeps a running list of your conversations. You can choose a draft you were working on, jump back to the conversation, and start it up again as if you've never left. ChatGPT is great for helping you write stories, but there are some limitations to what it can do. While it's able to write in a variety of styles and genres, some of them may be a bit vanilla, or not as creative as you might like. For example, I found that while ChatGPT knew who Douglas Adams was, it wasn't really able to capture his distinctive style. Plots may also start predictably, and the motivations of human characters may be a bit foreign to the bot. However, that doesn't mean you can't push ChatGPT to be funnier or more creative. In my children's detective story, I got stuck arguing with ChatGPT about why the villain would steal something. I wanted the story to have a better moral for the children. You also may come up against NSFW filters, or not safe for work filters. Sex, illegal activities, and graphic scenes will be blocked or flagged. ChatGPT is blocked from giving you information about illegal or immoral activities, and it can't promote hate or violence. ChatGPT may even flag itself for inappropriate content, even if you didn't specifically ask for it. Don't panic, just regenerate the response. Notice that I didn't ask for anything illegal or immoral. The response simply wandered into questionable territory. But you can do some light stuff. Okay, ChatGPT won't write a hardcore sex scene, but you can write PG content. You might get warnings from ChatGPT if you stray into illegal activities. I've asked for a fictional plot to overthrow the government of James K. Polk in 1847. ChatGPT gives me a warning, and then after giving me 8 ways to overthrow the government, another warning, but it will write the story. Throughout this video, I've been illustrating my stories with Midjourney images. I like the aesthetic of Midjourney, but you can use any of the AI image generators. Ask ChatGPT to write a short description of the scene or character. You can use this as part of your story, or feed this into an AI image generator and see what you get. ChatGPT is often wordy, and I often cut down any descriptions or prompts that it gives me. When you get a character you like, make lots of variations so you have choices for your story. In Midjourney, you can use the Remix tool. You can ask specifically for a DALL-E prompt to illustrate a character. ChatGPT doesn't know what Midjourney or Stable Diffusion is, but OpenAI created both DALL-E and ChatGPT. Once you find a good version of your character, use the picture as an image prompt in Midjourney. I have a couple of videos that help you do that. Using the image as part of your prompt helps keep features of your character more consistent. I have an entire video on how to make a recurring character in Midjourney. I'll put a link in the description below. You can also ask ChatGPT to describe the character or scene for an illustrator. ChatGPT plus Midjourney equals the ultimate in interactive fiction. Share tips you've discovered when creating stories with AI in the comments below. If this video was helpful, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This is Jen at Making the Photo. Let's make something amazing together.